Hey guys, and welcome to Resilient Ratty, which is my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, my name is Ratik Datta and I have recently graduated from Purdue University, having done a master's in marketing. Purdue University being in the US in West Lafayette, which is about 3 hours away from Chicago and an hour and a half from Indianapolis. But today's video isn't really about my time at Purdue, though that time was pretty indelible. Today's video, however, is about the start of my professional career. And if you've been following this channel, you would know that I've been looking for a job for a bit. I was initially looking for a job in the US and then I decided to come back. Why I wanted to come back, if you want to know more about that, there's an entire video that I made which you can see on the top right hand side of your screen, and you'll find out more details about that. I came here to India on the 15th of August. Poetically also happened to be the Independence Day of India, and I had been looking for a job for a bit. I had given interviews with a few companies as well before I finally landed an offer with this organization called. Well, I'm not going to give that away so easily. I want to build up that anticipation because this organization really deserves it. It's been an incredible organization. The people have been amazing. It's the sort of industry which is I feel like it's the perfect fit for me. It's very much in line with what I do here on YouTube as well. So it's essentially the best of both worlds in terms of my corporate career and in terms of my personal life as well. I will be talking more. I will be talking more about the organization in a bit, and the selection process that I underwent to get to that organization. So in case you don't follow me on LinkedIn or we're not connected on LinkedIn, if you're connected on LinkedIn and if you saw my post, you'd already know details of my organization. But in case you've missed the post or if you haven't connected with me on LinkedIn, well, that's your cue to be doing the same because that helps us stay more connected. There's also my Instagram where you can reach out to me. That's a little bit of that's a little bit of self promotion which every influencer out there has to do, though I'm not really an influencer at this point. That's something I would like to get at some point, but yeah, if I'm being very realistic and I'm not being delusional, I'm not really an influencer at this point, but I think you get the point. So the organization that I'm working at is called Seed Global Education, which is essentially an education consulting startup based here in Mumbai and headquartered in London. It's a startup which started in 2020 by a group of three co-founders, and it's really a young, dynamic organization which has grown exponentially since 2020. It started during the pandemic, and in these 4 years, it has seen incredible growth and development. It also, so essentially, what it does is it partners with foreign universities to help increase their footprint here in India and also in Africa. And just in the span of 4 years, this startup has landed some of the biggest names in the education industry. You can check out who our official partners are on the website, on the Seed website. I'm going to link that in the description below. Of course, I could reveal what those who those universities are, but I like to build up that anticipation because I think because I truly believe that good things come to those who wait, and that anticipation of who the universities are is going to lead you to go to that website, and then you can see how incredible an organization it is for yourself. And I don't say this because I'm working for the organization. That again, this is not a marketing stint on my part. I'm not trying to promote the organization I work at. I genuinely think that what Seed is doing is that they're trying to make education more accessible to people in India and in Africa, and I think it's brilliant, which is exactly why I chose to work for this organization as well. Of course, I was honored and truly privileged to have been selected for by this organization in the first place. I still remember how thrilled I was when the HR of the organization called me to tell me that I have been selected. So talking about my selection process, I had 3 rounds. I had 2 interview rounds and 1 task to do. So the first interview round was with my immediate manager. The second interview round, the second part of the selection process was the task that I had to do. The task had a lot to do with work on Canva and a lot of things that I actually work on a day-to-day basis as well. So it was very truly representative of what I actually do currently in my capacity as an assistant manager of marketing operations. I cannot believe I forgot to tell you what my title is. That's what my title is. I'm the assistant manager of marketing operations at Seed Global Education, and it gave me a very good idea, helped me test the waters in terms of what I was going to do at the organization. And after which I was selected for the final round of interview, where I was interviewed again by the person who would go on to become my manager. And two of the co-founders at Seed as well, and they made me feel so comfortable and so much at ease, because that's the benefit of working in a startup with a good work culture, with a good corporate culture. In today's day and age where, you know, where work culture is talked about so frequently, and rightly so, I can truly say that I've worked here at this organization for a couple of weeks. My first day was on the 7th of October 2024, and the people here are amazing. They're very friendly, they're very approachable. My manager is a very understanding and compassionate individual, and it's very easy for me to go and approach even the co-founders of the organization when I want to, which is again something you don't really get to experience in a larger organization. So I believe that working here at Seed was destiny. Again, there were a lot of other companies that I was eyeing, and I didn't get a job there because, you know, for whatever reasons I didn't. And I think again it was all part of God's plan, and God is great. We usually, the plans that we have in our head about what we want to do are nothing, they pale in comparison to what God has in store for us. And it just so happens that the organization that I'm working with actually aligns so well with my YouTube work, which is going to help me get a deeper understanding and a deeper insight into how the education industry works exactly, which I think is going to help me help you on a personal level as well. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on what I'm doing, where I'm working right now. This is my first job, my first full-time job. Like I've said multiple times on this channel, I've had a lot of internship experiences, but I've never worked full-time. It's been 2 weeks since I've worked, and I can say that it's truly been a marvelous time, and I'm really looking forward to contributing to this organization. And I hope that I can give back to this organization what this organization has already given me. It took a chance on someone who was a fresher, and I will truly, I'll always remember that, and I'll always be indebted to them for that. So I really look forward to what life has in store for me ahead. And for those of you who are looking for jobs, whether that's in the US or that's in India or whatever part of the world that you're currently in, because the job market is not really at its best at this point, I would just say that it's very important to stay positive and stay disciplined and focused and just keep moving ahead. So just stay disciplined. So I know these are trying times. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. That's what I truly believe. And in case you had some setbacks in terms of interviews given, or maybe not getting as many interview calls as you'd like, know that it's probably for a reason, and that reason may not be apparent to you in the moment, but in time you'll understand exactly why that job was not meant for you, in the same way that I've realized and understood why the other jobs that I applied for here in India and the jobs that I applied and that I interviewed for didn't end up resulting in a full-time offer. So it's truly because this is where I was meant to be. So all I can say at this point is, for those of you who are looking for a job right now, just be patient and know that something great is on its way. If you're in the US and looking for a job right now, unless you have a very strong and compelling reason to come back, I would highly suggest you to look for a job in the US at this point. I had my reasons for wanting to come back, and I'm very grateful that I did. Unless you're in a similar situation as I was and you have your reasons to want to come back, I would highly suggest looking for a job in the US. So before I wrap up this video, I just wanted to take a moment to talk about a truly tragic news which came to our notice a couple of days back, where Liam Payne, who was formerly a member of the very popular band One Direction, passed away. When I read the news, it was before I went to work, and I just kind of absorbed. I kind of let myself get busy with work throughout the day, but when I was coming back on the way back home, it truly hit me. It truly hit me very hard, because Liam Payne was an important part of my teenage years. My sister loved One Direction. I mean, to the point that she was truly one of those really loyal fans, and someone who was very upset when the band broke up as well. So it was through her that I was introduced to One Direction pretty much, and my love for them and their music grew. I was just very taken aback by what happened, simply because Liam Payne was just 31 years of age. He was posting on Snapchat an hour before his death as well, and that just brings to our notice, and that just makes us realize how uncertain life is. The only thing certain about life is that it's uncertain, because one moment you're there and then literally the other you're not. So I think I I'm truly at a loss for words right now, but all I can say is that I'm praying for his soul, and I hope that God blesses his soul and he's watching over us from heaven, and entertaining everyone in heaven with his heavenly voice. He's someone whose work will stand the test of time, someone who has inspired thousands of people around the world, and these people are probably going to have his memory etched in their minds forever, for eternity. And from what I've heard, he was a really, really good human being. As important as his music was for so many people, the fact that they could relate to it, or that they could listen to it when they were down or when they were upset. The point is that he was a truly, from what we've heard, he was a truly amazing human being, and that makes the news of his death even more tragic. Past couple of weeks has been very bittersweet. I got one of the best news of my life in terms of having gotten this job, but then you also hear news about Liam Payne, and then we also got news about the Indian philanthropist Ratan Tata, who passed away as well. He was someone I really looked up to. He was one of my role models. The world has lost two really kind-hearted souls, and we are all the less richer for it. And we can truly just pray for them, pray for their souls, and remember all the good things that they've done for us. I just want you guys once again to take care. Let me know if you ever need any help, any support in terms of your academic career, in terms of your academic journey, or even otherwise. If you just want someone to talk to, I'm always available. I love talking to new people. This is precisely why I came up with the idea of this YouTube channel. And I hope you guys take care, and I'll see you very, very soon, guys. Take care. That's a little bit of self promotion which every influencer out there has to do. Though I'm not really an influencer at this point, that's something I would like to get at some point. But yeah, if I'm being very realistic and I'm not being delusional, I'm not really an influencer at this point. But I think you get the point.